We live?
Yeah, we're live. Might as well be.
I was actually gonna suggest just go ahead and go on live.
Yeah.
People want to see us set up.
So I'm gonna just open the video by blowing my nose live.
Nice.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Unfiltered.
It's gonna be that way the whole show, guys. Every time we take a break between segments, I'm gonna blow my nose.
I'll probably be doing the same too.
You guys like my Griff shirt? Griff's awesome. Star Wars Resistance. We haven't watched this week's episode. As soon as we're done recording this, we're gonna go in there and do it. So
We're live.
we're live. So say hello.
Hello.
Get ready out here. Do you guys have the? I'll have headphones.
No, mine is at Grammy's.
You don't have any here headphones.
Well,
Well, I've only got Nate. You could use the green headset.
The white ones.
I mean, Dad's using the white ones.
I have to because
So-
remember this happens every week with something, just so you know. It's not about any one person, it's just we're never ready.
No.
So you remember where the remotes were at Grammy's house? The drawer? That's where my headphones were.
Oh, I know where that box is.
Where is it?
It is.
You knew. I know where the box is. Wait.
It's in Mom's office.
What do you think of the new studios? Our first episode. Where's that glare coming from? Oh, I thought there was a glare on it. That's just the picture. No, this is our brand new studio in our new house. Got all our fancy posters here. There's a lot of stuff you can't see. The wall that you guys are not facing, soundproofed, looks awesome. Bunch of posters over here. Awesome poster over here. Lots of stuff you guys can't see. Our memorabilia. But yeah, we spent all day yesterday setting this thing up, or some of you may not be watching this today, but Saturday, we spent all day Saturday setting this up. I think it looks pretty cool. So, oh, you found them?
Yeah.
So you could just use my
My
ones.
Phoenix box set, Mama. She just dumped the drawer in there.
Oh, jeez.
So why did you make it blue?
Because it's like a hologram.
Oh, we need to make it orange.
No, because we got all this orange BB. Why not have a holographic BB? I think it looks cool.
Make it a darker blue.
That's the darkest blue.
No, there's a darker blue.
No.
Remember, you're the colorblind one.
I'm pressing it. See, there's this.
That's green, you dingus.
That's not green.
No, that's blue. Give it here.
That's purple.
Give it here, Sammy. I know how to work it.
Look, this is the darkest blue you got.
Give me the
Trust me.
Give me.
See? You have to trust me.
one. Hey, your hair's on this one.
How'd you do that?
It's at the top where
Oh,
it's
boom. He's right. I am actually colorblind, so.
always happen.
Oh, jeez. The heck is this?
What's going on? buddy?
What's going on?
What's going on? I feel like the.
Oh, don't worry. Dad opened up by blowing his nose.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You just started and he didn't know it?
Hey, no, he started. He knew it. He fully acknowledged it.
First time. Excited.
Do we have headphones
Yeah,
there?
I found your headphones. They were in the miscellaneous box.
Awesome. All right. So what time is it?
It is.
We got 10 minutes before we actually are gonna go live.
Oh, there's two people now.
Hey, we don't know who you guys are, but
What's that?
I was on a minute ago.
You can chat and we can read it.
No, I was on there a minute ago, like sharing it with Patreon. Hi guys.
Yes, but then and then you like.
Well, I'm on Twitter and all that other stuff. We gotta make sure we've got sound though. Let's do that. Let's get sound right.
Let's make sure we have it.
And get our.
Mine Grammys, but I don't know where they go.
Yeah, this is we're learning how to do this here. So,
That's
is this yours? Or is this mine?
I didn't bring one in. So.
Why don't you go get one? You're gonna need it.
Here, he's gonna take this away from me. I don't know.
Issues in here.
We got some right here.
Okay, 'cause I don't need them. I'm just saying.
We're gonna just be snorting and snotting all.
It's gonna be awesome.
Just right now, just not all over the camera.
No.
All right, let's make sure we got sound right here.
So just start talking like this.
No, just talking to it. You're fine. You're good. We'll all be good. Okay. Okay, let's go. That should be a Yeti. That should be
Oh, you gotta come over reviews.
That should be
Yeah, we got two.
Nice.
All right, sit down. Somebody talking to headphones here.
Talking to what?
Are those yours?
These are mine.
Where's mine?
You have them in your lap.
Ha
Uh,
ha
uh,
ha. Okay, you talking to yours.
hi.
Say again, please.
Hi.
You don't have to say hi.
Hi.
It's like Stitch.
Hi.
That just sounded like.
Hi.
Now it's just creepy.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we're all good to go here.
So wait, are they gonna be able to hear us from the mics in here?
What are you talking about? No, they're going to be hearing us on that
Sound just
mic.
cut out. I can't hear you.
Yeah, same here.
That's because I accidentally hit the mute button.
Oh well, that
Did you?
that
Can you hear me now?
No.
No? That's because I just screwed up my computer.
Nice.
Oh, let's
This is
try
what happens every week.
every
Pretty
stinking
much.
week.
I think we should have gotten like at least able to make a plan of what we do.
Who's this? What? Yeah, yours
This
is
is
that.
mine.
Well, we got lots of stuff to do.
All right, let's try this again.
So my
Oh, my Yeti mic's gone. What happened?
Wait, what?
It's not picking up Yeti anymore.
Oh,
That's
that's
weird.
not good. Everything's plugged in.
maybe I should like.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I'm getting little
Ah,
staticky stack.
This is not good.
Oh, you're cutting it out.
Just like unplug it and plug it back.
Oh,
Guys.
wait, I got you.
Hi, two more
No,
people.
I'm not in there, guys.
No, but we hear you.
We can.
I
I
can
can't
hear
hear me.
you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear me.
But you're not normally hearing you, so.
I'm not even talking into that mic.
Wait, what?
We're all very confused right now.
There's gonna be a lot of coughing,
Let's
snorting,
try this again.
and probably blowing of noses. Just like that.
We've said this already. Let's not say it anymore. You hear me in your own mic.
No, but we don't hear our audio through our mics. We only hear
Check
through
1,
your-
2. Now we can hear me, right?
Here, tap your mic. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're good. Okay. Good.
Yay!
All right. Let's see if we have sound.
No,
You might need to.
Let's do it this way.
There we
There we
go.
go.
Hey, we got juice.
Yay.
Okay, so we've got all of our
Yay.
audio.
Do we have all the
Dun,
clips that we
dun.
need?
What's that?
Do we have all the clips that we need? Intro.
We have the plug, the intro, poll results, resistance bumper, the clip from resistance, hot takes, main topic, anything else. Stanton and may the force be with you in the outro.
Yep.
Okay. To make my life easier, we're going to go ahead and start with the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network plug today. When that's done playing, you start in on this.
Yes.
Okay. Then we go through the first segment. Does that
Okay.
make sense? Can you practice that for? Why don't you give our 3 viewers a sneak peek real quick? Whoever they are.
Yay. I'm gonna blow my nose first.
All right.
High quality content.
I'm gonna come in here.
It's called secrets.
Don't blow into the mic.
Yeah, let's not. Here, you want to mute all of our mics real quick, so you don't
Yeah.
have to hear. Well, they'll still hear it, so I guess it doesn't matter. So.
Just do it.
Oh,
Nice.
yuck! That was awesome and gross all at the same time.
I'm assuming I'm going to go.
All right, let me see. To mute this. There we go. Hey, JG, what's up, buddy?
Wait, we can't see.
Yeah, so I'm gonna chat with you guys in between segments all
We
throughout
can't-
the
we
show.
can't see it.
No, but I can see it here, so we're good to go.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
What?
we're gonna go.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, Michael, you're on here too. Good to see you.
Oh, so
buddy.
they've been chatting this whole time. We can't see any of it.
Yes.
I want to fix that.
Some of the
Live chat. All
biggest
messages are available. There we go.
sons
I can see it all now.
slash
There we go.
Travis Fans in the galaxy.
I feel included now.
And now my nose is like, hey guys.
All right. So there we go. All right. Well, I paused it. I didn't need to pause it. So, oh yeah. Hey, it doesn't look so bad.
No.
I mean, it could look worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It
I
could.
mean, gosh, my hair looks horrible.
My hair. I
You
just got out of the
funky.
shower, so like my
Hey,
hair.
Michael, you really like
Yours is
Nathan
like
blowing his nose. That was
gross.
like Jabba the Hutt slime level on that one.
It's been like that. for
Okay,
the past
practice your
days.
intro.
Oh, that's
real quick.
right.
Okay, you guys get the sneak peek. What are you doing?
Sneak peek. I'm fixing stuff. Don't worry about it.
What are you doing?
Don't even worry
All
about it.
right. I think we should do this every week.
Yeah.
I know
This is a lot of fun. All right.
It's easy
Okay.
too.
Okay.
Go practice your intro real quick.
Okay.
You okay?
I was just
Practice your intro. We're going live at 5. Going live at 5. What are you doing?
They can't see that. That's just so the text is bigger.
No, we'll see it here.
But I can
see
see
it. We're not gonna. Okay, guys, parental moment here. As we do this, you don't get to be the boss. Get over here and sit down. Dude, we're not going to be talking to them while we're in the segments because that messes us up. We get totally disjointed. We'll do it in between because we're stopping and starting. We'll talk to you guys. All right?
We do all that stuff. Okay.
All right. Practice your intro now. We got to get going here.
Welcome to Star Wars Fans episode 61 of Tatooine Suns. This week, the internet exploded with some unverified rumors about major Star Wars news, which means it was pretty much a normal week in Star Wars. But don't worry, we're here to help. We're sharing our thoughts on how to determine if next week's Star Wars rumor, and you know there will be one, is credible or not. Plus, we recap Star Wars Resistance, share some hot takes, and more.
Can we see my whole screen? Can you change that so I can see the whole screen? It makes me nervous. Like he's off screen or something. It sounded good.
It did?
Yeah.
But I don't
Deception!
I remember.
It's got to be lies! Deception!
I think Grandpa Grape from VeggieTales.
It's Forrest Whitaker. It's Saga Rare. Do you want me to do that? And you can say it's time for Tatooine Suns?
Sure.
That'll be fun. All right. Lies! Deception!
You don't have the.
Do we need to bring Brett Buster in here?
Hey,
or
buddy.
No. We gotta go and tell him to lay down.
Oh, no.
So it's gonna go.
He'll read. It'll be
it'll
Star Wars
talk
podcast
about-
plug. He'll do this.
And
When it gets to the end, plus we recap Star Wars Resistance, share some hot takes and more. I'll go lies, deception,
yeah,
There we go.
that's good.
and then he'll do. It's time for Tatooine.
And then I gotta do it live.
And then I'll play the
right?
clip if
Cool.
I'm ready.
And then
And I gotta have an
You're
achuta.
doing it live, yeah. So you're going straight. So you got to do your thing too.
I need an achuta.
GG Chris, Grandpa Great.
The pastor at our church, the guy that spoke at our church today, literally like referenced VeggieTales 3 times. You always know it's the children's pastor's day to preach when VeggieTales, Inspector Gadget, and Calvin and Hobbes get brought up during the service.
Yeah.
So keep your notes over
What's
there.
my achuta gonna be?
You're a Judy. You better figure it out right now.
And if you're not a
Chat
Star Wars
should
fan, then
figure
you
it out.
probably
I think our viewers-
No, I don't want to put that pressure. Hey, what's up, Emily? So awesome to have you guys on here. Awesome. So
Hi.
she just laughed out loud in the gym at Grandpa Grape. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all week since this is my house and I don't go anywhere.
Mhm.
Well, I gotta go to work, but it's only 5 minutes that way. Isn't that awesome? So
It's great.
If you're not a Star Wars fan, then you probably don't get
oh, I'm so pumped about doing it this way, guys. This is gonna be a lot of fun today.
If you're not
All
a
right,
Star
so we've
You
got
probably don't
2 minutes.
like it.
We good to go? We good to go? Okay, so just so you guys that are watching on YouTube Live understand, the situation will be you will not hear any of the audio clips. You will not hear any of the normal stuff because we don't have it piping into that computer over there. It's coming into a different computer over here, so just want to give you the heads up on that. We'll be going live here in just about 60 seconds or so, and you guys are obviously a little bit behind. What we do is we started recording it in segments, so we'll do our intro and opening segment where we just sort of talk about what's been going on. We got to figure out poll stuff real quick.
Yeah,
we'll do that before the poll.
Yeah.
So we're good. So we'll break it down in between. And you guys can actually interact with us on Twitter, or excuse me, no, this isn't Twitter. This is called YouTube.
Yeah.
It's that other social media. That other thing. All right.
What other thing?
Yeah. So anyway, we got that over here. We'll be interacting with you guys throughout the show and having some fun. I think this is actually going to be a really fun way to do this today. This may end up becoming our normal.
Yeah.
Whenever
It's not
we end
that
up,
hard.
whenever we end up recording, throwing it up here like this. So
Yeah.
it'd be a lot of fun. So, all right, are you guys pretty much ready?
No, I still don't have my achuta.
You better figure out. Sammy's having a hard time coming up with his
I
achievement.
always have a hard time.
He struggles with it every week. But here's the thing: we're actually thinking about it before the intro starts this week. Normally, we'll be in the middle of the intro segment where the audio's playing, and I'll look at Nathan or Sam, and I'll be like, "What's your achievement?" He's like, "Ooh." So anyway.
And basically, it's just like
and if you're not a Star Wars fan,
And so if you're not a Star Wars fan, you're probably not watching us live. That's what
That's good.
JG came up with.
I like
JG,
I told
you're the only Jedi legend in the Patreon family. So if you come up with an achuta, we got to go with it.
pretty
So,
much.
All right. So
So if you're not a Star Wars fan, then you're probably not watching this live.
yeah, but you should be. And you guys got to remember, it's going to be really easy for us to be turning and looking this way at each other.
No.
You got to make sure you're looking at the
It's just easier.
microphones or
Yeah,
whatever.
just-
If you guys want to, that's fine. Just don't drop them.
wait a minute.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't care. Just move your. You don't need that. So are we good to go?
Actually,
It's 2 o'clock.
it's more
You guys ready? Let's go live.
So,
I'm ready.
Hold on. All right, let me mute some stuff. Are we all on here? Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm only going to turn his mic on for his first
I
part.
feel like I'm on a
So right now it's the whole.
Oh, you got to turn yours on.
Why?
Mine's exception.
Oh yeah, I got to do mine too. Okay.
We're so prepared.
We're totally. It's like it's live. It's going right now. We're recording, but
Yeah, audio's
but we're muted on the mics. So. All right, we got to add. There's a change in the Commonwealth. We got to remember to change the intro. Skyhoppers is no longer with us, so we got another one.
What?
Yeah, I know. All right, you guys ready? Go to silent.
Welcome, Star Wars fans, to episode 61 of Tatooine Sons. This week, the internet exploded with unverified rumors about major Star Wars news, which means it was pretty much a normal week for Star Wars. But don't worry, we're here to help. We're sharing our thoughts on how to determine if next week's Star Wars rumor, and you know there will be one, is credible or not. Plus, we recap Star Wars Resistance, share some hot takes, and more.
Lies! Deception!
It's time for Tatooine Sons.
Yeah, we did it. All right.
I feel like Ryan's
High five.
Seacrest right
You guys,
now.
if you're going to hold your mics up to you, you got to do it with a little less gusto. It's a little too close to you.
What do you mean?
You probably should set them down. I'm serious. It'll set down. You should probably just set them down. It was really tight.
It's more fun though. That
No,
way.
but then you bump something and then we're in trouble. So, all right. Yeah, I've got this. Thanks, JG. You're the best, buddy. You're a Chuta?
Yes.
You know how to start your thing?
You gotta do your thing too.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah. Welcome, Star Wars fans.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. It's this way every week.
It's fun.
I like his room.
We're getting, you guys like the podcast studio?
I already
Isn't this
introduced
awesome?
it.
Why did we change it to blue? It was
It's like
orange.
a hologram. I thought it looked cool.
Oh, okay, cool. Good.
Oh, okay.
Are you guys ready?
No.
We're not done yet.
We're not done yet.
Audio.
You just said it on their ears. That's why.
They're really pretty lost right now, I'm sure.
Can't hear.
Alright, get ready.
Hold on.
Welcome, Star Wars fans. This is Tatooine Sons, your weekly look into all things Star Wars from the unique perspective of a father sharing his love for the amazing space fantasy saga with his two sons. I am BB Nate, and I'm joined first by my brother, Samuel the Hutt.
Shoot to Star Wars fans, thanks for tuning in. And if you're not a Star Wars fan, then you're probably not watching this live right now.
No, but we got some people that are.
Yeah,
pretty
they're
cool.
awesome.
It's like Patreon supporters and Turbis lovers, and I think maybe even Grammy. I know she just commented on the Patreon page. I don't know if she's figured out YouTube yet because she struggles.
I don't even
If
think she
it-
has an account.
Wait, what's that?
I don't even think she has an account.
No, but she could probably switch on over just like watching on Patreon. The reality is Grammy knows how to call us on her iPhone, text us on her iPhone, and open up Facebook. And that's about all she knows how to do. So anyway.
Oh, and of course, you can't have Star Wars without bizarre father figures. So on that note, here's my dad, the bow tie Jedi guy.
We got a new studio now,
We
guys.
did.
Beautiful.
Are you guys excited about this?
Yes.
I'm pretty pumped right now.
It looks
I
awesome.
feel inspired right now, like to talk Star Wars more than ever before.
That's good, because that's
You
the
know?
goal.
I'm sitting directly beneath the special edition Star Wars Celebration Orlando
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi poster, signed, autographed.
Ryan
Yeah,
Johnson.
you need to stick your face.
I
closer
feel
to
like
the
I
mic.
need to.
You don't. Signed by Ryan Johnson. Then we've got a picture of all three of us with Brian Herring. He played, was one of the puppeteers for BB-8 and also for Turbis the Porter, by the way. And then we've got Jeremy Bullock up here. We've got the classic number 2,274 of 8,000 copy of Carrie Fisher from Star Wars Celebration, her poster. We've got decals. It's pretty cool. We're pretty
And
pumped.
you know we're going to have to take probably one or two of those down because of the posters that they're going to give out at the next
No,
one.
Well, we
we're
just
not
have to
doing
like
that.
rotate them.
Just gonna stick.
Or just stick them on both sides of it right now and go. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Loving the studio, loving having the opportunity to actually be able to record in a spot where we don't have to tear down every week.
Yeah.
We've literally the last several months been in a tiny crammed bedroom, sitting with like around a tiny TV tray with beds and dressers and everything around. And since we got moved into our house last weekend, we finally have the opportunity to have a special room exclusively for our podcast, which is going to allow us not only to record the audio podcast stuff with a little bit more simplicity and be able to jump in here whenever we want to record something like if they ever decide to give us the name of episode 9 or anything like
That would be nice.
Yeah,
Like
we could
tonight.
maybe tonight. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, we could do that. But we've also got lighting and video stuff going on. We're right now we're live on YouTube doing this, and it's been a lot of fun. We've got some people over there listening to us. We've got Younglings Podcast. We've got JG Cars. We've got Emily Hoffman. We've got Michael Condon. We've got some of our closest longtime supporters. So thanks, guys, for watching us on YouTube Live. And while we're in between segments, we'll be chatting with you guys on YouTube Live as well. So this is a fun way to do this podcast. We're totally excited about it. The other thing that's awesome about this is we've sort of been out of rhythm on the podcast for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
The reality was I was offered an opportunity to have a pretty significant promotion at work. I think we talked about that on the last episode, which was great. It's a tremendous opportunity. But it meant that I was doing a lot of traveling to go train and, for myself and just trying to get that position up and running. And then at the same time, we found like the house of mom's dreams. As far as like everything that she ever wanted in a house, and we were able to get into it, and that was what last weekend was swallowed with. So we did an encore of our 50th episode from last week, and then this weekend we've been able to get the podcast studio ready to go. But what this means is we can jump in here and do Star Wars Rebels Revisited pretty much any day of the week, which has been a challenge for us in getting that show up and running. We can do special podcast episodes whenever we want to, and then also have a space that's already set up and ready to go for us to do our weekly podcast. We think that this is a great time to do it because we know that as soon as Star Wars Episode 9 stuff starts to finally drop, the Star Wars buzz is going to increase to a fever pitch, and we're totally excited about being a part of that. And those of you guys right now that are chatting with us, honestly, right now on YouTube Live, you guys are the ones that make this happen. And so thank you guys for doing that. We really do appreciate that. We were talking to you, somebody brought it up a minute ago. We're waiting for an episode 9 title or something to drop.
Something, anything.
And I listened to a whole call from Disney expecting something.
Yeah. Why don't you talk about that, DVD?
So I heard that an earnings call was going to happen. And normally news gets released for earnings call.
Yeah, like when we were at Lucasfilm in November, Bob Iger was doing the 4th quarter earnings call, or whatever, it was 3rd quarter earnings call or whatever it was. And that's when they announced the Cassian Andor series.
Right.
And while we were there, they were basically announcing it. And of course, Matt Martin, you know, awesome guy, didn't tell us that was happening. But anyway.
Right. I listened to my first call thinking something was going to happen, and nothing did. I just heard investors asking the same questions, but phrased differently. And they're all like, yeah, I'm going to try to stay off the streaming things, and then ask a question about the streaming thing. They weren't the smartest of people to say that they're not going to ask about streaming stuff. I thought something was going to happen, but nothing did.
It was pretty boring.
Something did happen, and that was the fact that they basically said that The Last Jedi was a tremendous success, and then they moved on, which we all knew. But they didn't talk at all about Solo.
They talked about the tremendous success of Black Panther, but not
because it was a Disney deal. Right. It wasn't a Lucasfilm or a Star Wars thing. But yeah, so you sat all through the.
I sat through the whole. No, not sat through it. I was pacing around. I was walking.
You were walking in circles. When Nate is nervous, he walks in circles.
Oh, I do the same thing.
Oh, and they started talking about a little bit about Star Wars stuff. I'm like, is it?
Is it? It's coming.
Wait, no, it's not.
Yeah, it didn't come. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of what all of Star Wars fandom thought at that moment was no. But anyway,
like one of these investors needs to ask what the title is.
Yeah, nobody asked. But then that brings us to, I guess,
tonight.
We're still waiting for information.
Yes.
And a couple of days ago, they announced that ABC Network was going to show The Force Awakens tonight. I found out this afternoon that they're also showing it in Great Britain this evening. So that would lead me to believe maybe we're going to get like some kind of an announcement of some sort.
Just the first letter of the title.
Yeah. I think
Star Wars
Episode
B.
T.
Just like the first.
You think like Balance of the Force?
I don't know. Just first.
Is that what you're going for? Are you going to the Balance of the Force thing?
I don't know.
I'm
not in any ballpark really.
I do not want that to be the name.
Yeah.
Oh, great! Balance of the Force.
I kind of like
giving the
whole plot line away.
Yeah.
In the title.
That's true.
They sort of gave the plot line away with The Last Jedi, though.
But Balance of the Force would be way too.
Oh, they're balancing the Force. Great.
Yeah, but how do they do that? So anyway, yeah. So we're gonna watch Force Awakens tonight.
but not on ABC.
But we're really frustrated because we don't have cable. We use a Roku streaming device, and the ABC app does not show live TV in this network.
Even though it has a live capability on it, but they don't do
Doesn't
it.
do it in this network, in this market. So we can't watch it live. So we're going to go ahead and watch it on Blu-ray while all of you guys are watching it on ABC, and I'm going to have my phone in my hand ready for somebody to announce something. What do you think they're going to do? Okay, we'll start with you, Samuel. Do you think they're going to announce anything today, and if so, what?
I think they're going to announce the title. They're not going to release a teaser or anything. I think they're saving that for Celebration because that's what they did with The Last Jedi. I think they'll just release a title. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. I don't know if it'll be a little commercial segment, in between or what, but I think something like that's going to happen.
What do you think, Baby Nate?
Dad and I are talking about maybe they're saying something like go check Good Morning America tomorrow on there, like give a little bit of the thing and then say, hey, go check out Good Morning America tomorrow.
And then Good Morning America says to check out this.
Tomorrow.
Right, and then...
Yeah.
And then check out Last Jedi next Sunday.
Right.
No, okay, so here's what's going to end up happening. If they do anything tonight, I was thinking about it from this perspective. They've got different time zones, and so the movie's being shown at different times, and so you can't release like the title in the East Coast time zone and it not get out into the West Coast time zone, and so that messes everything up as far as them doing something like that tonight. I think you're right. They announced that it's going to be on Good Morning America tomorrow. That gets everybody tuning into the morning show, which they like to do. They've done this before with Avengers. They've done this before with Star Wars. They've done this with the Solo movie. They showed the teaser during the Super Bowl and then the full trailer the next morning. So
right.
I think that they announced that something is coming on Good Morning America tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow morning we get the title. It'll probably be like J.J. Abrams being interviewed or some of the cast being interviewed because we know the filming is done. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But then they announce the title tomorrow. The only thing that causes me concern or like hesitation as to whether or not they might actually be showing some clips or a teaser of some sort is the Fantha Tracks article that came out on Friday, which talks about major British cinema chain received a digital video package with a key code, and the name of the digital video package was TT1 SW9, which seems to stand for Teaser Trailer 1, Star Wars Episode 9. It's got a key. They have to wait for a digital key. A KDM, yeah, is what KDM, yeah. They bring that in there, and yeah, it wasn't every word. It was just part of it, Luke. Okay, you don't have to be so grumpy. But anyway, yeah. So it's they're going to get that code, and then I think that they're going to actually have the teaser. I think there's a possibility that the teaser shows up attached to Captain Marvel March 7th and 8th, and that would be a really good way to get people to go see Captain Marvel that haven't seen it yet.
And we're talking about the huge on the earnings call. About how Captain Marvel is probably going to be a huge success.
They really think that? Is that what they were saying?
They really think it's going to be a huge success.
Some of us had to work.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a homeschool kid and you get done with your schoolwork at 11 in the morning.
But I just sat in there and they're like, with Captain Marvel coming out, it's probably going to be a huge success. And I'm like, well, why? People are thinking that it's not going to be a huge success. So what are they thinking is going to be?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, so I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get our popcorn together tonight. We're going to make Mom watch The Force Awakens. It's one of her least favorite because she doesn't like when Han Solo dies.
Spoiler.
Yeah, I don't like it when Han Solo dies either. Yeah, so we got that going on. What else? Oh yeah, Star Wars Rebels Day. Have you guys heard about it? Have either of you heard about this yet?
You told me a little bit about it.
This is awesome. And so everybody listening to this podcast, if you're watching on YouTube later or even live right now, March 5th is the 1-year anniversary of the final episode of Star Wars Rebels. And since Star Wars Rebels is such a huge part of our fandom, people have reached out, some other accounts have reached out to us and asked us to participate in what they're calling Star Wars Rebels Day on March 5th. So basically the whole day is given over on your social media accounts to celebrating Star Wars Rebels and everything about it. We should do that. We're going to
we're going to be out of town.
Well, we'll have to record some episodes ahead of time before that then. And then I'll just, go crazy on Twitter like I do when I'm obsessed with something. Like I'll be obsessed with Star Wars Rebels for the day. It'll be fine. Yeah, so we'll get online and we'll do that. You're going to be using hashtag Rebels Remembered and just talking about this amazing series that's going on. So I'm pretty pumped about that. So yeah, I guess that gives us sort of the whole start to the show. We should probably move on to this week's podcast poll of the week.
But we have some reviews.
Oh, thanks.
Nice.
Hey, nice save, BB Nate.
But we have some reviews.
I guess I should read those. Oh, jeez.
Come on, Dad. You're better than this.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we're all tired and sick, so.
Yeah,
he's
literally.
He's
So
like me to
BB
read
Nate Sam got sick Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
He started feeling a little bit better for the most part yesterday. BB Nate got sick Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Started feeling a little bit better today. I got mine Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe tomorrow I'll feel better. But anyway, I'm struggling with it right now. So we got from Cattle Boss, Father and Sons, that's Star Wars. It says, there's nothing better than watching Star Wars with kids. After all that, who it was made for.
I think that's supposed to say, after all, that's who it was made for.
Do you think that's what it meant? After
Probably.
all, that's who it's made for?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay.
That makes sense.
And hearing a generational, I think it's an opinion, of the wars is a great way to further your love and gain a new and I think it's probably rounded, resounded, perspective.
Yes.
So, it was only a 4-star review, but after all the typos, we're just going to assume he meant to give us 5 stars and just made a mistake.
Yeah, maybe he's using like a little tiny phone.
Yeah, it could have been.
Look, it's okay.
Thank you so much,
either way,
Boss.
we appreciate it.
Absolutely. That was a couple of days ago. And then we had from Ron from North Carolina a little over a week ago. This one is definitely 5 stars. It says, great to see a family enjoy an amazing story. Just letting you guys know I listen. Oh, I like this one a lot. Just letting you guys know I listen every day, making my 1-hour journey to and back from work. You know what? 1-hour journeys and Star Wars are okay. So we're really very much honored to be a part of that.
What 30-hour journeys on the road trip, Dad?
Oh yeah.
Many Star Wars podcasts.
Yeah. Good luck at Star Wars Celebration. Yeah. Turbis Liz. Yeah. Cannon or bust. All right. Thank you. That's awesome.
Wait, Turbis is spelled wrong.
Yeah, I know, but that's okay.
It's a thought
It's the
that
thought that
counts.
counts.
Thank you.
So, all right. So I guess now we can move to the podcast poll.
I'm
of the
a
week.
stickler, so.
All right. Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. For everybody watching on YouTube Live, this is where we stop and we breathe.
Oh,
and I blow my nose. I'm really sorry about this, guys. It's going to be a family affair. We're sick as a dog. Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez.
Did it get on the screen?
Oh my gosh. All right. So let's say. So JG, do you
fell over?
The dedication is real. JG, you don't think that they're going to do? They're going to do it. You don't think they're going to do an announcement tonight?
Stickler.
Come on.
What you doing, man?
Nothing tonight?
Why would they advertise it so much?
Okay, we're like what, 15 seconds behind, something like that.
Oh, the chat.
That helps me. That helps me figure out where we're at. Okay, here I'm blowing my nose on this one right now.
But he was able to answer. So.
Yeah, so what that tells me is that I'm actually behind on the feed. So
I think
there
chat,
we go.
Videos,
Yep, all right.
but chat's not.
Nope, we're good.
And Younglings podcast says, I hope they do.
Your face, Sam.
What? Something like that?
There we go. Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about this. So I'm going to do the actual poll. We've got first one. The Max Rebo Band is getting back together for a Spinal Tap like documentary.
What's a Spinal Tap?
Spinal Tap was a documentary, like a mockumentary. It's like a movie of a documentary, then filming a documentary about a heavy metal band called Spinal Tap. I guess I should do that once you guys have no idea what this is.
Yeah. I just like Max Rebo, man.
Who's got the next one? All of these things would be great, specifically a celebration. I really hope you get to see John Williams. That should be useful.
Wait, didn't we do this one?
Nope, we didn't. This is new.
This is the same comment. I've read this comment before. I was the one that did this comment.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, we've used Ian before. But this is new.
But this is the same. I remember.
Yeah, we've done this. The Ahmed Best.
Oh,
Use this comment. This is
we got the wrong poll.
This is new.
Well, stink.
So we have the wrong poll. We gotta do this real quick, and
I don't know if I can find the right poll. Oh my gosh.
So as you can see, we're very organized.
well, we kind of had a hard time. Dad started working on this podcast today when he got home from church, which was
No, I didn't. I started this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, you guys.
Oh, well.
The one that we're doing right now is which episode 9 theory is your favorite? See that?
I'm reading. I can't read it over there.
Yeah, that's right. Crazy 9 theory. Okay, I've got it. So we're just gonna have to wing it here. You guys ready to wing it?
Yeah, let's just wing it.
So none of these comments are.
None of those comments matter. Those
Oh,
comments
but
are.
there are some new ones.
No, they're not because they're the same ones. So,
That's
all right.
fun.
This is the bot. You guys want behind the scenes? You got behind the scenes. All right, there you go.
Wait.
Yeah.
You got more to throw in?
There we go. Okay, so I've got the new podcast poll. Yeah, that makes more sense. I was feeling it, but I didn't feel it.
You're
Okay.
feeling it, man?
All right, let's see if I got that one created. Okay, you guys ready to go on?
No, we don't have the comments.
Yeah, we're just
We're
gonna.
winging it.
I'll just read the comments. Okay,
Oh,
I'll explain it when we go. Let's go. All right. It's the podcast poll intro music, guys.
I do this every week.
Oh. Am I on? Okay,
I
I am.
think
All
so.
right. Which episode 9 theory is your favorite? And if you're watching this on YouTube Live, you know that this sounds a whole lot better right now than it was just about 15 seconds ago. Here are our thoughts on these Star Wars theories in episode 59 of Tatooine Sons Star Wars podcast. So yeah, I plugged the podcast on that poll. Yeah, that was smart, wasn't it? Okay, here's our 4 theories that we talked about. Episode 9 set 5 years post The Last Jedi. Hux is the real villain. Grey Jedi done right, or Lando's not a good guy.
Okay, yeah, that poll makes more sense.
It does make more sense. Yeah. Than the poll that we
For
were
no
getting
reason
ready
at all.
to about 2 minutes ago, Reed, which we'd already read the results for, along with comments on. That's what happens when you're up at 5 in the morning putting the podcast together, and you've been on NyQuil all night.
So
Okay.
you're drunk.
No,
and
stop. Okay. All right. So, what do you guys think is going to win on it? You guys haven't seen the results yet. So,
Oh, no, we haven't.
episode 9 set 5 years post The Last Jedi. Hux is the real villain. Grey Jedi done right. Orlando's not a good guy. BB-8, who do you think?
Hux is a real villain.
You think that's going to win?
5 years.
You think the 5 years is? 5 years is the winner.
Oh,
with
yeah,
that.
like that.
You stink.
Yeah. So, 41% voted for episode 9 set more than 5 years after The Last Jedi. So, behind that, in second place was the Grey Jedi done right at 36%.
I was wrong.
You were. Yours
Way
is
off.
third at Hux is the real villain, which I actually am a big fan of that idea.
I like
Let
the-
him turn into like a Tarkin or Thrawn level character. That would be really
Yeah,
fun.
not just some.
General Hugs.
Yeah.
Right. Orlando's not a good guy. Only got 6%. People really didn't like that.
I don't think I don't like that one.
I don't like that one yet.
Let me go ahead and scroll through my phone here since I'm unprepared. And see if I can find a good one here.
You need the Jeopardy.
Let's go read Steven's Santa. Steven's been really great about participating in polls over the last few weeks, and so I want to read his. It says, I think there will be a time jump. No way Hux is the real villain. I hope Lando retired on Lothal, and the people of Lothal are the allies they called in The Last Jedi. What do you guys think about that?
I don't see Lando selling down on the fall.
That'd be
He's
cool.
more of a big city guy.
Yeah, interesting. I think this will be the start of a new Jedi Order of the Grey Jedi. So, and then let's go with JG. You're watching live right now, and you're one of our Patreon supporters. And you commented on here, so I'll go with yours as well. I genuinely believe the film takes place 1 year later. While I like the theory of Reylo versus Hux, I don't consider him the real villain. I think there are some surprises in store for us here. I hope so. And I also think Lando would have a small role, but he will be good. That leaves the Grey Jedi. So, awesome. Okay, let's see if we can find it over here. Youngwings, you're watching on the YouTube Live right now, too.
We're just
So we're
finding
just going to pick
everyone.
yours. Is that cool? That's why you knew what our poll was when you started answering. JG and Youngwings, you guys started answering because you know
You guys
more
pay
about our
attention.
podcast poll than apparently we do. Wow, I had never heard of the Lando being a bad guy theory, but now I think it could be very possible knowing his backstory. After all, why is he not still with the Resistance? Which is what I sort of appreciated the most about that theory, was the idea that Lando's gone. Where is he? So maybe he's maybe he is drunk in Mos Eisley, and Finn and Poe have to go rescue.
I see him hustling people on like the Best Spin casinos or something.
Or Canto Bight.
No, he's not at Canto Bight.
Nah,
He was on Canto Bight.
They may have at one point been thinking about bringing him into Canto Bight in The Last Jedi, but I guarantee you that's not the case. All right, well, I guess that covers, since it was a kind of an impromptu choice of...
Weird.
Yeah, that was a off segment right there.
that was a train wreck.
Yeah, okay.
There.
Why don't we just go ahead and move on to the next segment on that, okay? All right, you guys are awesome. This is
Lord.
beautiful.
This is not going very well.
This is going great. I have got a bad feeling about this. Oh, guys, please forgive me for that. I'm sorry. Oh. All right, so you know what yours is, right? Sam?
Yes.
We got a double dose this week. Because we didn't do an episode last week.
That's right.
So we got 2 Resistance episodes to talk about. Very cool.
Oh.
You guys see Turbis up in the corner there? Let's see how
Yeah.
long it takes for it to show up. Yep, there he is.
Oh, my head's in the way.
Yeah, there's Turbis. Oh, your head was? Yeah, I guess your head is in the way.
Oh, it's in the way of your hand.
Oh, yeah. No, just sit still. Sit still.
And yeah, you got to turn your hand more, otherwise it doesn't work. And then look, there you
There
go.
we go. Oh, whoa! Port Haven Star Wars Refuge is here too.
What?
You guys are awesome. This is actually a lot more fun doing the podcast with you guys on present than it is. This is, I think, going to become a normal thing for us doing it this way.
I gotta figure this out.
I got a bad feeling
I need
about
to blow
this.
my nose before I
You want
start
a tissue?
reading it and start like sniffing.
Here we go. This is a family affair. You know, the family that snots together stays together. So
Really.
someday we're going to get Mom in here on the video. You guys can meet Mom. How's that sound? So,
I don't think.
I don't think she'll allow it. She does not like being on video.
no, she doesn't. But we've only gotten her
We're
on
gonna
one
make these
podcast
worse,
episode. Just throw it on the ground. They can't see it. All right.
But they know it's there.
Yeah, well,
so
that's what's fun. So, no, she was on the Ahmad Best episode. You remember Ahmad Best when we did the tragedy of Jar Jar Binks?
but we're
She
reviewing it.
No, we didn't do
Right.
any video on it.
I don't think she'll allow
Are
it.
you gonna blow yours now? Is it your turn? Okay.
I think that actually made things worse for me.
Yeah, I know. All right, so you ready to read your script? Okay. Read with enthusiasm. Your brother outreads you every week, dude. Yeah, sibling shame is a big thing in our family. We use it. So,
I'm gonna read it how I want.
you gotta read it. I'm gonna read it like I want to read it. Oh, dude.
Are you okay?
Man, the foam's falling off the wall. She shook it so bad. Not really. So,
You scare me. Because those pads have been falling off.
yeah, we gotta find a better situation.
We used command strips. That didn't quite work.
Some of them worked. Most of them worked. Okay, are we ready to do this? We're gonna do the next one.
Yeah.
All right, so remember how you do this. You read this, I play the bumper, and then you bring us back in, okay? Do you remember?
What?
You do?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to mute Nate and I. Are you ready?
Yes.
Excuse me.
I wasn't prepared.
It's not that hard.
I zoned out, okay?
Good thing I can edit this before we put the podcast together, but I'm going to be busy this evening. Okay.
You want me to? Okay.
Let's try this the old school way. 5, 4.
The past couple of weeks have sent Star Wars Resistance into hyperspace. The First Order is tightening its grip on the Colossus, and Kaz comes upon
Go ahead, keep going.
comes
Don't worry
upon
about
some
it.
evidence that will change the fate of the galaxy. It's time for Resistance recap. Nate is much better at this than I
Yeah,
am. He
what
does
is
it way more than I do. This is a new thing for me. You gotta get some Resistance.
I know.
I looked on the wrap. They don't have them.
All right. Don't top the table. Let it up. All right.
All right. So 2 weeks ago, We've been gone for a couple.
We took
weeks.
we took a winter hiatus. Yeah. Anyway.
So 2 weeks ago, the episode was the First Order occupation, and the synopsis goes: following the kidnapping attempt against Tora, her father, Captain Doza, allows First Order stormtroopers to patrol the Colossus. Yeager advises Kaz to keep a low profile. After stormtroopers visit Yeager's repairs to question Kaz about Sonara, Kaz decides to help her escape the Colossus despite knowing her true identity as a pirate. Despite being pursued by stormtroopers, Kaz manages to help Sonara escape in an underwater escape pod. Sonara reunites with Kragan's pirate gang, but her friendship with Kaz and Tam leads her to question her loyalty to Kragan.
Okay.
Was that both episodes? I forget.
No,
Just do the first one.
So you remember this episode?
Yeah.
Enough, right? Okay. What was something you liked about it, Nate?
I need a cricket sound effect right now. All right, I liked.
I was just about to get there.
Okay, go,
Thinking.
quick, hurry, go.
Well.
I saw the smoke coming out of your ears because you were thinking.
Oh.
Okay.
It was a different episode, more of just the First Order there, and this, yeah, I like.
Let's get those thoughts together here, buddy.
Let's get on the.
You want me to go?
We're so doped
both
up
of the
with medicine.
episodes are.
No, don't do the accident episode. Do this episode.
I know both of the episodes are running together, and I'm.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Sonara thing. I felt it was strange because you end the episode previous with this questioning of trust between Kaz and Sonara, and then you move into this episode and it's kind of like, yeah, that's cool, I'll help you get off now. You know, it just didn't. It felt a little disjointed with that. I didn't understand that. Maybe I missed something that happened early on. I know that they sort of talked about it, but I felt like that was a little off. So.
Yeah, I don't remember this episode a whole lot. I just remember bits and pieces of it. Nate, you got your.
I got my stuff.
You got your stuff.
All right, then we're gonna wait.
Go ahead.
Maybe Nate's been
cleared up.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Go.
We don't know his name yet, but the pumpkin head.
Oh yeah, the pumpkin head that was cleaning the floor.
And he got taken
he looks
away.
like a giant jack-o'-lantern with feet.
He got taken away, and
You
it
guys
was like a
took a
running
floor
gag
buffer.
through the whole thing.
Oh,
Dude,
my
I
gosh,
love
that's
that guy.
And
He's
it's been a running
favorite.
gag the last episode.
Yeah.
I hope they carry on with it.
Yeah, I hope
He's
so.
a fun
It
character.
makes the whole show. That's what I really liked.
That's what you
What I
watch Resistance
really
for?
like.
You watch it for Pumpkinhead.
I like it open. Yeah, it's OP Pit.
OP Pit?
Oh, Pete
OP Pit. Oh, somebody said OP Tit. And then I said OP Pit. I'm not sure which one. Okay. I don't know.
Let's go with OP Pit.
I didn't. We'll have to edit the show now. All right.
Not really.
Sorry. Okay. He's a Fragosian, is what's.
For
I
Ghost
do not know this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know any of that. How do you guys know this?
I don't know.
Legends probably we don't do.
I don't know. OP Pit.
If that's Yoda Bauer on there for Star Wars Refuge, and we could pretty much have like our encyclopedia of Star Wars knowledge.
Right.
Giving
OP
us
Pit.
information.
I like OP Pit. He's
Yeah.
my favorite character.
He's just
Okay, so we know we like.
Anyway.
I struggled a little bit with the Sonara cast thing. I
That
thought,
was something you did.
and then I also kind of felt it was weird at the end when Sonara gets to the pirates and they're like, "Hey, welcome on board again," and it was like it felt.
It's I see what you mean. It seemed sort of.
They
I don't wanna
abandoned
say
her, and she
child-
was cool with it. They were cool with it. Everybody was like, "Okay."
Yeah, it
this is
seemed
cool.
kind of not childish. I don't want to say childish. Just
simplistic.
simplistic. There was no depth to the emotions or the feelings that the characters should have been displaying. So that was something you didn't like. What was something you liked?
I don't remember enough about the show to remember what I liked.
OP Pit. He was
So,
awesome.
but yeah, I mean, it's just the way that it is. I mean, I think that in the end, do you think Sonara's going to play into the last part of the episodes,
Yes.
the season here?
No.
BB Nate says no. Samuel says yes. Go for it. Talk about it.
Well, I
Sydney
don't
Rowley.
think so.
Why is that?
I feel like they, like you said, they introduced her with the pirates and all seemed fine there, and that felt a little weird. I think they want to get rid of her with this show. I feel like they figured out it's a really weird character to have on there, not developing anything with the story. It doesn't have anything to do with the story really. They used her for the pirates capturing Tora and putting the First Order on there. That's all they really needed her for.
I think it's like
They're done with her.
She was like
They don't
the spy that they were looking for that kind of made Kaz feel like
she was just a plot device.
Yes,
Yeah.
she was a plot device for a certain part of the season. I feel like they're done with her and they don't need to use her anymore.
Mm-mm. I think it's like Bebo's mom. I think they used her for an episode, but we all know she's going to come back. The space Kraken's going to come back.
That makes a little more
that. I'm
sense.
expecting fully a space Kraken.
I think Sonara's, there's going to be some sort of pirate attack. I think she's going to rally the pirates against the First Order to where the Aces and the pirates, much like the theory we had for episode 9, the Aces and the pirates are going to come together to fight the First Order. And I think Sonara is going to be instrumental in that.
What if the Aces and the all the good guys on the Colossus, they begin the process of trying to combat the First Order. The pirates, led by Sonara, because remember the pirates are betrayed at the end of the previous episode.
Right.
Yes, but
So
If
they
you're-
have
if you
reason.
watch, I apologize if you haven't listened to,
or if you
or
haven't
haven't seen those
watched-
other episodes. I apologize but at this point, we're like 3 weeks or 4 weeks past that episode.
Yeah.
So they were betrayed and shot. Remember, I thought,
Yeah.
I mean,
But
so
Kraken
Sonara,
was
so
shot.
no, he didn't. But Sonara, says, let's go. They betrayed you. They were setting you up because that's obviously she knows this based on being where she was on the Colossus. She goes back and tells the pirates. The pirates come and help the take back the Colossus from the First Order for that, and then the beacon call goes out at the end of The Last Jedi for support, and it's the pirates and it's some of the resistance to Aces and stuff. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, it's not going to happen because they're not bringing those characters in. But
No.
yeah,
I like the idea, though.
we've got some comments on there, like Star Wars Refuge saying that she's obviously Kaz's love interest and will get back.
Yeah.
And also that they made an action figure out of her, so they're not done with her. So
Oh, that's right, they did.
Did Miku get an action figure with Bebo?
I'm sure. I don't know.
He might have that on board,
Okay.
though.
All right. So let's move to the next episode.
All right. So the next episode is The New Trooper. Kel and Hila. I think it's Hila. Those were the kids from
Yeah,
Tehar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Children from Tehar was the name of that episode.
Yeah,
The
but
kids.
they're the kids from Tehar.
Okay.
So
They're the kids that were the children from Tehar.
yes.
Okay.
Kel and I.
I threw you
I'm
off.
all tongue-tied.
I win. So
Kel and Hila seek out Kaz's aid involving a stormtrooper they knocked out. To avoid the stormtrooper being missed, Kaz takes his armor and infiltrates the First Order, learning that the First Order is plotting a full-scale takeover of the Colossus. He manages to escape with a data rock from Commander Pyre's shuttle and returns his armor to its owner before the stormtroopers can catch him. Upon returning to Yeager, they discover that the First Order is amassing a large fleet and intend to use the Colossus as a resupply station. Dad, what did you like?
what did I like about this episode? I loved seeing Kaz in the stormtrooper
Yes.
outfit. I loved how they sort of gave you a little bit of the behind the scenes, like the way that a stormtrooper's experience would be in a
An
situation
everyday
like that.
life of a stormtrooper.
Right. So they're having these conversations, and then the commander's in front of them, and he's pipe down back there and all this kind of stuff. But they were having these side conversations,
Yeah.
and they're questioning. Their reprogramming conversations were really interesting.
That was
When
interesting.
Kaz was doing going against what they wanted him to do or acting different, they talked about reprogramming him, which goes back to what happens at the beginning of The Force Awakens with Finn,
Yeah.
sending to reconditioning and all that kind of stuff. So
They literally would I think they said that they wipe your mind
They
clean.
brainwash him.
yeah,
And then
mind wiping is what they were
Yeah,
talking
and then just restart.
So maybe they're setting up some plot elements or some story elements that are going to carry off into the episode 9 stuff. Because there's this theory that John Boyega, that Finn leads a stormtrooper rebellion in episode 9. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So maybe they're starting to set stuff like that up. And then
Which side note. Seeing this episode makes me wish they kept that deleted scene in The Last Jedi where Finn's in the elevator with the officer
Yeah, absolutely.
uniform and then the stormtroopers
yeah,
FN 287. He was
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, they're like talking to him like a friend. I wish they would have kept that because it put sheds more light into like the everyday life of Stormtrooper, which was a lot of the case with this episode, which is a reason why I liked it as well. Another thing I liked about it was BB-90.
Oh yeah, bad BB-8. BB-8. Yeah, he was in there. What do you think about that? Bringing it into this. Was it the same one from The Last Jedi? Do we know?
It was not 90.
Really?
Let's find out.
That's a common model for.
You don't see any droids like BB-8 though. Any droid that's that same color pattern.
I don't know. It is BB-90?
No, I'm waiting to see if someone on our YouTube live.
Because they gotta know.
Yeah, like Star Wars Refuge they had like no.
They knew who
Star
Opie
Wars,
Pitt was and what his species
exactly.
was, which was I forgot the species.
Exactly. We'll have to go back to our chat there. So anyway, yeah. So I loved that. What I didn't like about this, I don't know if there was anything I didn't like about this.
Yeah,
episode.
I agree. It was funny. There was a lot of humor to it.
See what I liked?
Oh yeah.
No, you cannot.
Thanks for speaking up, BB-8. Come on. He's gonna turn into BB-8 in a second. Come
on. Opie Pitt, another thing.
He
was scrubbing the floor with a regular sponge, and Kaz runs by and said, it might be a little faster with the Force scrubber. And then he gets all angry and just throws a scrubber on the floor.
Right.
I know he's been getting a lot more screen time lately, which is
because he's hilarious.
Niku was funny.
He was.
Kaz reaches this dead end. A spoiler alert if you haven't seen that episode.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler.
Oh, you're gonna let the sirens go.
All right, go.
So Kaz is running from the stormtroopers in stormtrooper armor. Gets to the end of gets to a dead end. It's not sure what to do. And then Niku pops through the floor vents and is like, "Kaz, over here." And Kaz is like,
"Yeah, that was hilarious."
Oh, I'm so happy I could kiss you, Niku. And Niku's like, I'm sorry, Kaz, but I don't feel the same way about you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So it was one of the better episodes.
Yeah,
I think not really anything to dislike.
But BB-8's got this data card now, or excuse me, Kaz has this data card that he's gotten. It looks really similar to the one that goes around in the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And well, let's talk about the next episode. I think that's probably where we need to go from there because they know that there's like all these ships. They get this map. They open up this map. They see all these ships. They make the assumption.
I think that it could just be that they use a lot of similar.
No, I understand
to save stuff. Like in this world we've got DVDs and USBs. Doesn't mean
no, I understand.
Because it looks like it. But I see where you're going with it too. So this week's episode.
This is one that's just like as soon as we finish recording this, we're gonna pop in there and watch. So.
Yeah, it's called The Core Problem. In The Core Problem, Poe and Kaz seek out an area of the unknown regions that their intel on the First Order is pointing to. After the unsettling discovery of multiple cored and broken planets, like apple core, like they pulled out the
central core planets.
Ooh. So they literally cored out the planet.
No, you've never heard of the idea of the core?
The core.
No, I know
core systems.
But then in multiple cored and broken planets, right?
Oh, no, that's what that's talking about.
They're like apple core.
Yeah, no, that's what they're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, let's read it again so we can pay attention to what we're saying now. Oh, that was my bad. So it was my bad, not you. Sorry. Go ahead.
In The Core Problem, Poe and Kaz seek out an area of the unknown regions that their intel on the First Order is pointing to. After the unsettling discovery of multiple cored and broken planets, they must evade a series of First Order pilots in order to make it back alive. And we have the clip.
Oh, yeah, here comes the clip. Okay, let me find it. Hold on.
So y'all can't hear this right now, but...
It's like something.
This is great. your face.
It's ending. Can't believe it was done. All right.
Whoa.
I should get my mic turned on. Okay, there we go.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, what are you more excited about?
Jakku, BB-8, Poe.
This
Hello?
show.
The CB-28 or going to Jakku?
So the
3.
BB-8.
CB-23, sorry.
BB-8 and Poe going to Jakku.
You,
Hello?
I
Sound familiar?
yeah, I know.
No.
Which they just happen to be showing tonight,
All right.
Force Awakens. So,
No.
we obviously haven't
we
seen
get
this
to see
episode.
BB-8s.
It may or may not have anything to do with The Force
Yeah.
Awakens, but it feels like it does. So,
We're going to be able to see BB-8's girlfriend again.
CB-23, is that it?
Yes.
Yeah.
BB-8's already doing
They're
better
going
than
to
you
make
are.
baby BB-8s?
What?
Are they going to make baby
BB-8's?
8s?
I don't know, can droids? I don't think droids can do that.
I don't know. L3.
It works.
Yeah, it works. Exactly.
All right, let's keep this family friendly here.
Creeping into the PG-13 instead of the PG side of it. All right.
So what are some predictions from this episode? Dad, you sort of mentioned a couple, but
I think that it's gonna be 23 minutes long.
Oh, stop it. Okay. The prediction. I don't remember what did I predict.
I don't remember either.
Oh, jeez. Oh, we're so NyQuil and Dave.
I know we're so doped up
All right.
right now.
I
You're
predict.
drinking a Coke and you're medicated.
Yeah. What was that?
That was
like
about a year ago.
Medicated and I'm drinking a Coke.
Yeah.
So,
That was a long time. That was like one of our.
I don't know. Let's see what some of the people on our show here. Tonight's episode is really good.
We need Jeopardy.
Yeah, let's see.
I didn't have that on like speed dial.
We did find out though that that's not confirmed as to whether or not it's BB-90. So, so all right, yeah, no, I think
not.
obviously we knew that this was going to happen at some point. That that Poe was going to have to come and get BB-8 because this was already told. We were already told that this was going to overlap with The Force Awakens. We saw in the mid-season trailer the Starkiller base scene with Hux. And so we know that this overlaps, so it makes sense. We've only got like 4 episodes, I think is what we figured out. After this 4 or 5 episodes following this one. So things had to move pretty quickly on that. So next week we'll talk about it.
Do you have any questions? No? All right.
All right. Well, good topic, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm dying here. And for those of you that are Patreon supporters, this is why we aren't doing a Star Wars Rebels Revisited today, because we were figuring it was going to be hard enough to get through one episode today.
We should
Seriously,
have,
The goal is to record it on Tuesday, by the way. Tuesday evening is to get the next episode out.
you should take a little bit more time. I'm just asking you this. Go to every part from this that we have blown our nose.
And just do one big video sequence.
No, just
Download it. That's what we should do. We should do nothing but have download the video and then cut it where it's nothing but us wiping and blowing our nose. Just one long clip of nothing but blow, blow, blow,
Give me a
blow,
tissue. I'm gonna blow my
blow.
nose.
Hold on. You want to join us?
I want to join. I've done one already.
Yeah.
I want to do another one. Just for fun. Here,
Okay, we
guys.
gotta
I'll do it
chat,
towards you.
like-
so you
BB Nate is head to toe boogers. Thank you. That's so true.
wait.
Yeah, 52 hours, JG. I know. I was thinking the same thing. So, just while we're in this in between segment, JG, we're going, and Emily, if you're still on here as well, any of our Patreon supporters, Thursday evening, the 11th of April, we're wanting to do a dinner. All of us go out to dinner. I've got someone that I'm working with right now that grew up in Chicago, and she told me a local place not far from that area that's got super deep, amazing deep dish pizza, but it's not the one that all the tourists go to. It's not one that people
It's like a hole in the wall.
It's like it's where all the locals in town go.
It's like that.
It's called Baker's, and it's like you may have to bring police with you because of this part of town that it's in, but maybe not. I don't know.
It's
But,
like that
is it like
one
a
restaurant in Hollywood that we would go to every time we went there in California.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Marcini's, was it?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
So,
Yeah.
all right. We are totally making that video. I don't know when I have time, but we're making that video. So,
I'll edit it.
all right. Just nothing but snot and
Coughs.
it's gonna be and then we'll get Mind Zero to do something about it. So.
Oh, Mike Zero.
Mike.
Released a new
So-
video.
No, we're not. We'll talk about that.
Reliable
Talk about that in a minute. That's our main topic. We haven't got to our main topic. We haven't got to hot topic.
Somebody said.
DJ RKV
Yep.
said Pip. I don't know.
Quads, pizza. What about Bangers? So I was told Bangers is where I want to go.
Yeah.
So you.
I want a place where like you know some stuff went down, like where mobs
No, we're not going
and
to
hung out.
All right.
There's bullet holes in the wall.
Okay, let's move on.
No?
Yeah. You guys have no idea what this floor looks like right now with all these tissues.
It's like a minefield.
All right. We're going to keep going. All right. Stop. Okay. Let me make sure my mics are on. Okay, our mics are on. You guys ready for the next one? It's hot takes, right?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, we're going 5, 4. Just shut up.
200.
3. All right, so a bright green alien rabbit is returning to Star Wars canon.
Oh, I heard about this.
Hasbro is releasing a retro line of classic Star Wars figures, and Episode 9 is done filming. It's time for hot takes. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I do this every week. All right, so Marvel is reviving its classic Star Wars comic for one issue only. This was from Gizmodo, which is a pretty safe website. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Classic Marvel Star Wars comic was one of the earliest tentative steps into what would ultimately transform into the original Star Wars expanded universe, a world that fleshed out Han, Luke, and Leia's adventures between and beyond the original films. These days, its stories are left to legend, with a new canon taking their place. But not anymore, at least for one issue. Celebrating 80 years of Marvel Comics, the publisher has confirmed that it is releasing Star Wars issue 108, a one-shot comic that will pick up where the original numbering of the classic Star Wars series left off before it came to an end. As revealed by comicbook.com, Star Wars issue 108, written by Matthew Rosenberg, with art from Giuseppe Camuncoli, Luke Ross, Kerry Gamel, Andrea Brocardo, and more, and covers from Walter Simonson, will feature a host of characters that the original series added to Star Wars canon, including, you're going to have to help me on this, guys, watching on the YouTube Live, Mitza Foxtrain, Balance the Hunter, Damina Tag, and yes, Jackson the Bright Green Rabbit Alien. All right, those of you guys on YouTube Live, chat away and tell us who the heck these characters are, because we have no idea. So what do you guys think about this idea, though? That they're bringing in these characters, they're going to do this comic. BB Day, you love comics, you just haven't read those types of comics. Obviously, those comics stopped before you were born. So what do you think?
Okay, Star Wars issue 108. We read Star Wars issue 50.
No, this is a different line of Star Wars comics.
Oh.
This is the original ones that sort of launched the expanded
So
universe.
107 and below are not canon, correct?
Yeah, no, they're not canon. They've
So
been
only
introduced to the legend side of the.
But 108 is.
It will be
Plenty more
canonized.
comics than 107. 137 comics for the original Marvel years. In California, they had an omnibus of all the comics.
Yeah, I think that there's different series lines, but this is the same. We're talking about one series, one line here. It's a continuation of the classic Star Wars issues. Yeah. So
That's cool.
they're from the 70s and they're wild, is what Star Wars Refuge says.
Those ones with like the.
Yeah, like all
those
those
t-shirts
shirts.
you
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some crazy stuff.
And
on
the
there.
cards on card trader. That
Yeah, the card trader.
That's cool. Okay.
Anyway.
Those comics would be fun to
What do you
read.
think? You excited?
Oh yeah, I
Get
love
that one
that
issue. I want that issue.
I want that issue.
When is that issue coming out? Did they say? It didn't say. I'm sure it's on the website, which we'll put the link in
that'd
the
be
show
fun to read
notes.
now.
So, okay, cool. Let's move to the next one. Hasbro unveils a new retro Star Wars line and Black Series Celebration exclusives. It's that time. This is from Star Wars Underworld. Dominic and Ben.
So this is reliable.
This is reliable, yes. It's that time of the year again, a New York Toy Fair, where collectors all around the world will get their first glimpse at some of the upcoming merchandise. Toy manufacturer Hasbro was on hand as they revealed several new Star Wars products. The big announcement of the Toy Fair was the Retro Kenner 3.75-inch line of figures, where Hasbro will be releasing figures that are based on the original Star Wars figures that were released in 1977. In addition, they revealed the Star Wars Celebration exclusive Black Series figures, new play sets from the vintage collection, and a new 8-inch hyper-real Darth Vader. In the retro line, fans can expect Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, Han Solo, a Stormtrooper, Grand Moff Tarkin, and a re-release of the Escape from the Death Star board game. What do you guys think? Do you guys like is this on the list for us?
So this is all exclusively to Celebration, or
No, that retro line is
exclusive.
general release. It's
Okay.
general release.
It's only exclusive to Target retro line.
Really?
Oh, man, they do a lot of exclusive stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, the Black Series and the hyper-real Darth Vader and all that stuff is going to be exclusive to Celebration. Which
I wonder how much that hyper.
So I kind of want to have Luke, Leia, Han, Vader, or Chewie, Vader, Stormtrooper, Tarkin.
Well, that was it. But when was that Death Star Escape board game? Did you
That was a
ever
game.
have
I
it?
don't remember it. I didn't have that game.
What?
I didn't.
You were supposed to have this stuff,
I
Dad.
didn't have
No.
I
When you said the 8-inch hyperreal Vader, I perked up a little bit because that sounds pretty interesting. I'm
is-
just worried about how expensive that's going to be.
Yeah, I just want to have all of the retro characters hanging on my wall right here underneath this with it, and then we can put the board game over there somewhere on that shelf, and we'll be good to go. So
Sounds almost.
yeah, cool. All right, last one. Set photo revealed after Star Wars Episode 9. Perhaps film.
Like Oscar Isaac was crying.
Yeah, CBS. This is a CBS News article, so I figured it was pretty reputable.
Yeah.
Although it's CBS, so you never really know. The Skywalker saga is ending. Star Wars Episode 9 director J.J. Abrams and cast member John Boyega shared a heartfelt new photo from the set of the highly anticipated film, leaving fans both impatient and emotional. The film is the final in the latest Star Wars trilogy, which if you're listening to this podcast, you already know that. Following The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, Abrams announced an end to principal photography Friday on the still untitled final episode of the trilogy. Seriously, dudes, give us a title. The image features actors Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, and Oscar Isaac hugging each other in costume on a desert set. And this is what Abrams said in the tweet. He said, "There is no adequate way to thank this truly magical crew cast. I'm forever indebted to you all." What was your reaction, Samuel, when you first saw that?
Kind of bittersweet. I mean, it's cool that the film's done. We know we're getting it done. The actors had expressed how blessed they were to have this experience, and excited that they were able to have this experience. But then it hit me. That's the last of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
That's the last thing right there, and it was pretty bittersweet. We heard about this from John Boyega. We saw his tweet to it, and it was pretty emotional. And then later on, I saw another tweet or message or something from John Boyega. It was him and I guess his trailer or something, and he got this. It was a big wooden box with the Rebel logo like burned on the front, and then he lifts it up, and it's his blaster from
Oh, that's
episode
so
7.
cool.
And then the caption says, "Kathy!" Exclamation point! Heart, heart. He's like, "Thank you so much, Kathy." That hit.
Yeah.
That hit. I was like, "Oh man,
Yeah,
that's
that was
pretty
pretty
sad."
awesome.
But that's cool. So I'm happy for them. That's so cool that they got to do that. I'm excited to see it, but it's gonna be a bittersweet experience in the theater too.
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
Absolutely. What did you think about that image when you saw it, BB-8?
It was weird, but all the like people that don't really care about the actors and care about
Yeah,
the
no, let's
videos.
not talk about that. But let's talk about what we liked about it.
It was interesting. It was
It looked like it was set back on Jakku.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously
I
a
kinda got
desert
that vibe,
setting,
too.
but it looked like Jakku to me. And it doesn't, I mean, it could be Tatooine, which we would be thrilled with, by the way.
and there's a moisture evaporator, so everybody's like, "It's Tatooine."
Well, there were moisture evaporators
Yeah.
on Jakku.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought it was awesome. It looked like the emotion on Oscar Isaac's face was pretty intense with that. John Boyega's tweet, along with J.J. Abrams, was pretty awesome with it. Did you guys see the anything from the cast part, the wrap party the next day?
No.
No, because you guys haven't been on Twitter. That wrap party was absolutely insane. They had like a humid disco ball. This person on a trapeze, like a swing, flipping around, like dressed like a disco, like sequins, like glowing, like from head to toe, like a bodysuit.
Yeah.
and flipping around, and it was nuts.
That doesn't sound.
People
fun.
walking
Sounds
around
just
in there that looked like in some crazy costumes. It was, let's just say they know how to potty. All right, let's just say that.
I
So
don't think I would have wanted to be at that party. I would have probably been like afraid the whole time.
maybe in the next 24 to 48 hours, we'll get the title of episode 9. They've completely wrapped filming. I'm sure there will be reshoots. They always do reshoots to help fix plot points that they need to tweak in, or they move things around, and so they have to do things differently.
Yeah.
We'll see that here in a little. We'll hear that, and then everybody will start saying that this movie's going to fail, and then it'll get $1 billion at the box office and 97% on Rotten.
Be the
Tomatoes
highest grossing probably
of the year. Yeah, almost. Well, I mean, it's going up against Endgame, so that's going
That's true. Yeah.
with it. So, all righty, I guess that'll cover the hot takes for today. I can't breathe.
Should be like the Emperor. No, I'm too weak.
I'm too weak. So apparently, we've got some comments here going on over here. Thank you. The Vader is a superposable figure with no visible joints, and it's $80.
Whoa.
The
Although Vader's
comic, Jabba the Hutt is like a walrus thing because Return of the Jedi hadn't been released yet. They were in the 70s. That's when they were released. And again, it's pre-Return of the Jedi, so there's some nice Luke and Leia flirting. They hadn't really revealed that they were brother and sister yet.
Oh, that's creepy.
And pre-Empire Strikes Back, so Anakin and Vader are different people.
Oh, that's so weird. That would be fun to read. Like
George
hindsight
told-
2020.
Yeah, it would be fun to read. So
I can get that from the library if you guys want.
Really? Yeah. Oh, we gotta do that.
Marvel. It's called Marvel Years.
Yeah. That Vader
Star Wars.
toy sounds cool. I mean, like Boba Fett's my fave, right? But then a close second is Vader. After reading the Vader series and everything, like Vader,
Darth
he's-
Vader set.
he's it's close, you know. Like they both wear cool masks. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that
Something psychological with the fact that you love guys with masks. But we'll go on to the next part of the show now. So.
they've got cool looking masks.
All right. So we're going to go into the main topic now. I'm not sure how long this is going to go. I'm not even sure if this is going to work. So
it's really
if we
gonna be
start
like read the list.
if we start going off the rails here,
Y'all gotta-
you guys got to help us out here on YouTube Live.
Please don't.
Do you really think Mom can sleep through all this? She's taking a nap because she's been moving. Stop. Dude,
He's 16.
God, he is so annoying. They
We're
come across on the
medicated.
show when you hear the recordings and stuff. It's like they're all put together.
Yeah.
They've got it, and now you see the real show.
Mhm.
This is what I have to deal with.
So if you're gonna be at Celebration, you're gonna meet us. Well, we'll probably be more chill. in
Stay on
person.
target. Stay on target.
Right.
Says you.
We'll probably be more reserved in person, but right now it's pretty much just the three of us.
I am so
we can't
pumped.
see you guys at the moment.
So
Right.
if you're on the Twitter, if you're on the Twitter,
The Twitter.
God, it just got old.
Where's your
All right.
grandpa
If you're
Greg
on
voice?
The YouTube chat. If you're on the Twitter, if you're on the YouTube chat, and you're gonna be, I know like a few of you are gonna be at Celebration. Make sure you comment on there because we want to make sure we can connect with you guys in Chicago. So we want to be there for that. All right.
Yeah, you're getting a glimpse at the real us.
This is who we are.
We're also slightly medicated, so we're all a little bit
We've said that.
looser. And in
And
regards to
apparently we have
that,
memory issues too because we've been saying that all day. So
where we're
I have
out.
exactly. All right. You guys ready to shut up so we can record the next part?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so this week, a series of reports were released stating that Rian Johnson had been removed as director of the previously announced
Really?
Star Wars trilogy.
What?
Wow.
The internet imploded as The Last Jedi haters celebrated it, and supporters of Rian Johnson began wringing their hands.
Hey, at least it wasn't like in regards to a comment he made on our poll.
Now that's good. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were able to stay out of it this time. But then there are some of us who never got caught up in any of it, thank God. Why? Because we were able to look at what was being said and conclude that there was no basis to the rumors. So this week, we will pass on what we have learned.
He does this every week too. Well, he doesn't do the sound effects
Well, I want
normally.
you guys to.
So you see on the real podcast, he's like all put
Yeah, he's all put together.
But this is what we have to deal with.
Oh, I love this song. Ray's theme is one of the best.
You know, it's funny. The first time I was watching Force Awakens, I didn't really notice any of the music that jumped out. It never jumped out at me. So the more I've listened to it.
All right, we should talk now. All right, so let's just use the Ryan Johnson scenario that happened this week as a little bit of a springboard to this conversation. So I can't even remember the name of the website, the Twitter feed that originally started it. Then it got eventually picked up by ScreenRant.com, and then within a couple of hours, everybody on the internet was talking, in the Star Wars world, was talking about the fact that Ryan Johnson had been removed as the director of his trilogy, or that the trilogy wasn't going to happen. And there were people freaking out about it, saying how awesome that was because they hated The Last Jedi and see, we told you so's. And then there was all these people saying, I can't believe that all these haters of The Last Jedi were able to get Disney and Lucasfilm to fire Ryan Johnson. And it was like blowing up. And I was sitting there reading it, and I'm like, just going through the stuff, and there's like a lot of smoke, but there's no fire to this. A lot of people talking about something that was not being confirmed. And the reality was the StarWars.com article that announced that Ryan Johnson was doing the trilogy from over a year ago was still on the website.
Really?
And so until they removed that, I wasn't willing to give a lot of credence to it. And then shortly after that, Jason Bourne, making StarWars.net, had checked out with his different sources, and they had said, listen, there's nothing to this. And then somebody actually had the common sense to reach out to Ryan Johnson directly.
I don't know why we didn't do it first.
I know. We sort of stalked him for a while about this Turbis thing, and I don't know if he's responding a whole lot right now. But anyway, that's another story. But anyway, so yeah, he responded. He says there's no truth to any of it. He said, and he basically said that he's still doing it. He's working on it. That was the end of that. So that's sort of the scenario that happens almost on a weekly basis when it comes to Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I thought we'd take some time. I wish I had that. Maybe we should get some of that ambient background music.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can get that because it's on my hand.
No, your phone's not even in the room. So.
I got
So-
you.
Oh,
I
it
got
isn't?
All right, do you have it ready to go? Okay, so let's do the like we did the other time. Let's do when we did the heartfelt appeal to J.J. Abrams. We're actually going to do some background music to help you guys. Kind of like an after-school special where we give you the information that you need in order to know how to determine this. Can you turn it up so we can hear it?
It's all
It starts off quiet.
Well, fast forward or something, dude. We don't have all day. That's it? Is that the same one from last time? Because it was
Yes.
lame.
Plug it in.
It was lame last time.
I know.
All right, anyway, so let's
Here
just
we
move
go.
on. Okay.
Here we go.
Seriously?
It's ambient music. Don't try this.
What are you specifically looking for?
I'm looking for like soft piano with
Okay.
violin in the background.
Soft
I need the right
piano
vibe for this
music.
educational moment.
Okay.
I want it to be like an afternoon, TV specials type situation. Super Movie Bros. That was the guys that made the thing. There we go. There, that would work. That would work. Yeah, turn that one on. Hold it up to the mic.
It's too minor key.
No, get it closer. There we go. Okay. So for all of you out there that may be struggling with being able to determine the difference between real Star Wars news and fake Star Wars news, we're going to take the next few minutes to lay out some different definitions and explanations and sites that we like and think you should follow for Star Wars news, and other sites that you probably should avoid. And this is basically a free service to Star Wars fandom this week on Tatooine Sons of Star Wars podcast. That worked better in my head than it actually was. Okay.
I like it.
All right, we're good. Right. So anyway, so let's define some terms because it's important for us to define what these terms are. Okay. There's a difference between news and rumors.
Really?
It may not actually come across that way, the way that some of these headlines are. We'll talk about that a little later. But the reality is there is a difference between news and rumors. So what happened with these guys, these Super Movie Bros, and then the sites that picked up their article, was they took what was a rumor that had no confirmation and no basis in fact, and they reported it as news. And then other sites like Screen Rant and all these others picked it up and started doing that. We need to understand that there's a difference between Star Wars news and Star Wars rumors. And usually, a reputable site will tell you if it's a rumor in the beginning. Some sites aren't as good at that. We'll talk about that later. Then we have these things called speculation. What do you think speculation is, BB-Day?
It's kind of theories, kind of. It's kind of like you think that this is happening, or you say that this is happening. This is
So you see a photo come up from making Star Wars,
and you start like
you
theorizing about it,
right. You say, well,
or
maybe this, maybe, or you
maybe
hear this
this
bit of fact about Sabine's helmet possibly being included in the Mandalorian, and then you begin to speculate as to what that means, right? So that's what we go. Now, what's the difference between speculation and a prediction, Samuel?
A prediction is something you believe is going to happen. Speculation is you just throwing out ideas, sort of like brainstorming.
But are either of those fact?
No.
Are either of those confirmed news?
No.
No. Unfortunately, too many sites are putting that out as news. And then there's this little thing called
Fake news?
clickbait.
Clickbait.
All right.
Oh, joy.
Clickbait is the challenge that we seem to be running into in the Star Wars world more than anything right now. It's where they make up a title to sound like something that has absolutely nothing to do with the facts, just to get you to bait you to click on a site. Okay. And there are certain sites that are really good at clickbait, and certain YouTubers that are really good at clickbait. We got Star Wars Refuge on here. They gave us an idea of speculation, an example of speculation. Sonara has an action figure, so she'll probably be back. That's called speculation. Now, Star Wars Refuge has no insider knowledge. They're not pretending to have insider knowledge.
No.
They're not saying this is definitely going to happen. What they're saying is that based on this bit of information, we think this is going to be what happens afterwards. So thank you very much. That was a great example. Appreciate your help. All right. So there are some sites that we have found are very good at differentiating between news, rumors, speculation, and predictions, and stay away from clickbait. Sites on the internet like StarWars.com.
They're reputable?
They're pretty much reputable. If you're going to have Star Wars news and they put it out, you can pretty much go with that. So when, as we predict, that Turbis will be made canon someday, when it shows up on StarWars.com, you can know it's happened. Okay? Does that make sense? Are we all on the same page? StarWars.com. TheForce.net, StarWarsUnderworld.com, StarWarsNewsNet.com, MakingStarWars.com, Fantatrax.com, Wikipedia.
Tatooine Sun.
I love Tatooine Suns doesn't do a lot of news, honestly, because I have a life and a job. Jedi News, and I just don't have time. JediNews.co.uk. These are all good sites. These are reputable sites. So if you're looking for information, when a rumor gets out, this is the reason I listed these sites is because when a rumor gets out there and it starts coming out like Rian Johnson's been fired from his trilogy, you should go to those sites to find out what they're saying about it, because in most cases their track record has been pretty dang good. And so it would be good for you to go to those sites to go through that process. Does that make sense? Are we all on the same page here? Okay. On YouTube, it's the same type of thing. There are reputable YouTubers. Some of you guys are right now with us.
Now, there's Mike Zero.
And then there's others that are not reputable. So reputable ones. Of course, we've got Star Wars Refuge on our list right here. Reputable, positive. They're honest about where they stand on different things. They don't report things as news that aren't. Black Series Rebels is a fun one. Steel Wars is a fun one. You just got to be careful about some of the family-friendly elements with those guys. Get Your Geek On, Hello Greedo, are all good. Star Wars Explained is a great one with that.
They're nice people.
And they're awesome people. In fact, there's a poster on the wall that was given to us by Star Wars Rebels.
Let's take it down. We'll show them.
No, it's
Hold it.
no. Okay. And if you're looking for podcasts, it's hard. There's
Lots of podcasts.
thousands of Star Wars podcasts like ours out there, and a lot of them are great. but I would say that, you know, what I have found is that the guys in the Commonwealth, Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network, the different shows in that, they're really good about differentiating between fact and fiction and being able to keep things honest. So if you're looking for podcasts, any of us in the network, the Commonwealth Podcast Network, are solid with that. Now, there are some few sites that I would encourage you guys to stay away from. Or not. Well, let's go. We'll come to those in a minute. Let's go to the ones to stay away from. Let's say these are ones I would be careful about. All right. If you see it reported there, don't take it as you know, Bible fact, for lack of a better term, just because they reported it. Go back and see who they're sourcing and who else is reporting it, and go to some of these sites that we listed, which we'll put in the show notes as other options, and see what they're saying about it. One of the first things that I did when I started to really want to research this Rian Johnson thing was go to Making Star Wars and read what Jason was putting out there. And it was pretty clear that he was saying, hearing the same things that I was believing. I was speculating based on the facts. But a couple sites that seem to talk about Star Wars all the time, and they're hit or miss as to whether or not they're on board with keeping things fact and not be clickbaity and anything like that, are going to be ScreenRant.com and comicbook.com. Sometimes they're great.
Yeah.
Other times they're way off base. This week's ScreenRant.com was way off base. And the reality was, it was a slow news week, and ScreenRant.com was looking for something to get clicks because they get ad revenue. That's what clickbait is all about. The more people go to their website, the more people see the ads. The more people see the ads, the more money they make. And they were dealing with a quiet week on the front. And so they took, without verifying anything, put a news article up there and got what they wanted from it. They came back the next day, they admitted that they were wrong, that they made a mistake, but it doesn't matter because they got the clicks. And they got the clicks the second time when they put out the article saying that they made a mistake. So they got twofer on that one. So this is sometimes when I see ScreenRant.com and Conduit.com doing a little bit. Sites to avoid when it comes to this. Yeah, me too. Star Wars news sites to avoid. The Daily Express. You would know them best as express.co.uk.
We did on one of their articles.
We have, yeah. It was at the low point of our podcast when they wrote about us. So,
yeah, I mean, what the first thing I do is when I see an article that's like really sensationalized, I guess. The headline that's really, is that the right word?
Yep.
A headline that's been really sensationalized. I before I read any of it, I scroll down. And I've done this before. It says express.co.uk, and I immediately read. I'm like, you can't trust any of it.
Exactly. Yeah, and when I'm doing the coming up with topics and ideas and discussion points for the show, you know, I search on Google under the news feed, Star Wars news, and I look, and if it's anything to do with that site, I just don't even click on it.
Yeah,
I don't even move into it. It's not good. Movie Web is another one that's very similar to that. It's not a good one. And then Mike Zero.
Okay.
All right. Now here's the situation, because Mike Zero, it's interesting because Mike Zero, when we first started the YouTube show that we tried before we did the podcast, we were watching some Mike Zero stuff. And I'm going to be honest with you, I would watch his videos and I'd be like, dude, if he could do this, I could do this.
Yeah.
And the reality was, you know, I didn't know that he was all clickbaity and stuff. We didn't really realize how clickbaity he was and how off the wall he was until after The Last Jedi. Because I was watching his videos and seeing his stuff and thinking, hearing all these things were coming, and none of it happened. And I remember, who was it? I think it might have been Steel Saunders from Steel Wars. Like the day that The Last Jedi came out, started tweeting about how Mike Zero was wrong on everything he ever said, and it made me realize that I needed to be a little bit more discerning in where I got my news from. And so Mike Zero is just who he is. You know, he makes 5 to 10 videos a day. He makes up what he wants to make up. You know, 1 out of every 100 videos actually comes close to hitting the truth, and he stands on that as being a good rate with it. So we just kind of steer clear of him and anything he does. Go ahead.
So Mike Zero released a new video.
Oh yeah, what's this one?
This is gonna be a little bit of comedic relief.
Okay, go for it.
Apparently, this is from Mike Zero, so it has to be true.
Oh, Tom.
The Kardashians have been casted for episode 9.
The Kardashians. Did you hear that? Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Real.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
All right, I'm just gonna have to hit a bunch of these. All right. Yeah.
And every word in the sentence is wrong.
What's that?
Yeah, every word in the sentence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty much any
the
of those.
Kardashians are in.
The Kardashians have been casted
In
for
episode
episode
9.
9, but the thing is, this was released, I think 2 days ago. Filming finished yesterday. That would have been kind of hard for them to be casted for that.
Good point.
And if you check IMDb,
They just-
it doesn't even say it. What a shock!
Well, they're not. There's not going to be a lot on IMDb right now. But anyway, here's what's interesting. Star Wars Refuge, which is a fantastic YouTube channel. They're the good guys. You should be watching their videos. With it, they just commented as sort of their little public service announcement as well. If you don't like a YouTube channel, you can't watch it. Don't comment on it. Don't thumbs down stuff on it, because YouTube's algorithms don't care as to whether or not something is positive or negative. It doesn't read the comments. It just looks at how many people are clicking and watching.
Right.
And so all the thumbs downs, that's good news for you.
It's like
for Mike Zero. All the comments refuting what Mike Zero says or a YouTube channel says, they're all simply telling YouTube more people are watching and commenting on this. Promote this video. Pay this guy more.
So, P.T. Barnum.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Any publicity is
All
good
publicity is good publicity.
Right. Whether it's bad or good, especially with YouTube.
Apparently, YouTube is thinking of removing the dislike button.
Yeah, I mean it's just it is what it is. So find good positive YouTube channels like the ones we talked about on here, positive websites like the one we talked on here. If we're pretty good. Like if you want to go and find really good Star Wars podcasts that are positive and that do things the right way, just follow a guy named Neil Lowry on Twitter. He tweets out every day, like 20 or 30 of them. They're all solid, and he's a champion of this show. He's a champion of a lot of everybody that's in this YouTube feed right now that's watching us live. They're fans and friends of Neil Lowry and his stuff. If he puts it out there, I'd trust it. And so, he's
a reputable source.
He's my compass, my Star Wars news compass. So, we want to make sure that we're promoting the good stuff. So go in there, like these positive sites, listen to these positive podcasts, watch these positive YouTubers, like theirs, comment on theirs. And so let's change the narrative. If you don't like the way things are going within Star Wars fandom, you can change it by supporting the good guys, not fighting the bad guys. It reminds me
of something that Rose.
What did Rose say?
This is how we win, not by fighting what we hate, but by saving people.
There we go.
See, and now we've just triggered all the Rose haters and the Last Jedi haters.
Which is fine.
Which is totally okay.
Absolutely. So, not a long segment for us, but I think an important segment for us to at least go on record and say what we think. And maybe this will help some of you guys that are listening to this podcast know there are certain podcasts we did not mention on this episode that are big podcasts. We love Resistance Broadcast. We love Coffee with Kenobi. We love Unmistakably Star Wars. We love Full of Sith. We love a lot of these guys. There's some other really big ones, one in particular that I'm not going to mention because I don't want to give them any publicity, positive or negative. But if I haven't mentioned it, we don't listen to it. So that's enough for this segment. Gosh, I'm just dying here.
Let me guess. The unnamed one was Rebel Force?
You just went online. You just said it.
Only 8 people.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube now. Yeah, we're not fans of Rebel Force.
Yeah. We used to be, though.
Right.
We used to watch them a lot, and then they got really toxic.
About a year ago. So, about a year ago, we were like, yeah, this isn't working for us.
Yeah.
So, we didn't.
And blow. Yes, exactly.
Or
if I want to
call.
scroll up a little bit farther to see how many people are coming to celebration.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we can go through the chat. Let's see. Who's coming to celebration?
I think it's a little bit down, like not up, but down.
I'll be there. I'll need a ride. Maybe.
Actually.
On that. That would be actually really helppful. This move to Colorado, followed by a move into a new house, is pretty much bankrupt our celebration expenses. So, YB is going, but am I? YB? No one knows. I don't know. We'll find out. So, exciting. Awesome. All right. Let's. So you used to listen to them, but not anymore. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Youngins used to listen to them. Thought they were basically fine. Then we heard them starting to say some things that were really not. Not just, they were just inappropriate. They were not
just toxic.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we gotta talk about which one we're doing. Oh, good point.
What's that?
I'm doing. I'm doing Mandalorian.
Okay.
I should do the new Jedi Knight because I know which one it is. I don't know its name. I should look it up.
They added a new Sith recently. That was more moment, but I guess they had to balance it out.
Balance.
Yeah.
Tissue dust on your phone.
I know. There's tissue dust everywhere here from us blowing our nose.
Well, I was like, dang it, we're gonna have to put all this stuff away. I'm like, hey, we don't have
have
to.
to.
Oh, Gizmodo just did a new tweet that was.
Gizmodo is another reputable source.
It is.
Right, Dad?
We didn't mention that. We
Yeah,
mention that
Gizmodo
in the
you can
news.
trust.
Yeah, but they're more of that. They're not really a Star Wars thing.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But if they do post
Stop. There it is.
My bad.
I'll be ready to go.
Oh, it's screen rant.
It's okay. It's out. It's just basically information. It's already been
what are they
released.
talking about?
The new
Major Republic comic.
Oh, okay.
Age of the Republic in his name. That was on here.
Just make one up. Terms
Good name.
Jackzine.
Jack Zine.
Jackzine. It's like a
Jackzine.
tiger.
Looks like a tiger. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Dude,
so
He's got the eye of the tiger.
It's the tiger from Frosted Flakes.
It's
What's his name?
Tony the Tiger.
Yeah, Tony the Tiger.
It looks like Tony the Tiger. Okay. So you got Lightsaber Academy for the youngest Padawans. You got the Mandalorian. I've got the new Jedi Knight prequel canon. We good?
Tony.
Let's do it.
Tony, we'll call him.
Let's see. That's intro, poll, resistance, hot takes, main. Yeah, we're good. All right. You guys ready?
Ready.
All right. So is there anything else we want to talk about?
So, Star Wars Lightsaber Academy is a digital training toy for your youngest Padawan.
Have you guys seen this yet?
I have not.
Is it not the VR thing?
It's similar to that. It's like it got to do with an app. It's like this big lightsaber, but you like can take it, build it, and you put your kyber crystal in it.
Oh, that's
and you
cool.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. So,
Oh, dude, I had one of those. I had like.
although this is like brand new, this is like really intense.
Really? Like ours used to be you just put in a crystal. I know what you're talking about. It was like you get it from like Disney or whatever.
It was really cool.
Okay.
All right. The Mandalorian wrapped up filming.
Yeah,
Well,
totally cool. Like that was getting lost in the conversation.
It is.
But the Mandalorian. So does that mean it's pretty? Are we pretty certain we're getting an episode of that at Celebration?
oh,
I just don't know
scared
if they're gonna have enough time for all those panels because they've got to do
Well, they're at the next
Clone Wars, Rebel. Well, they're
Oh,
not
yeah.
doing anything.
Well, they're not doing any panels on the actual day.
Right. So you got
The thing
Clone
is,
Wars,
they-
Episode
Resistance,
9.
Episode 9,
Mandalorian.
They were smart
Future
to
filmmakers
have
panel.
that. What do they call it? Bounty Hunter Day. They're smart having that day. Everybody wants to go see the show floor for that type of stuff. You have a full day to do it,
Before
and you
guys
can.
have
And I think
panels.
they're gonna have maybe one or two big panels, maybe in one day, spaced out far so people
with
can.
a lot of little panels.
Yeah, so you can get in the line. So you go to the panel, you get in the queue line for the next one. So-
That'd be cool.
Anyway,
And Star Wars adds a new Jedi Knight to prequel canon. So this is from the.
It's called Tony the Tiger,
No, it's called Jackzine.
but it looks like.
But he does. He looks like Tony the Tiger, and it's from the Age of Republic Count Dooku comic that just came out. So
Yeah,
it was pretty cool. Both the boys are looking at it on the screen right now.
It is.
And he's great. So anyway, okay. Yeah. On that note, let's talk about sort of in line with our spoilers and theories and rumors and news and stuff like that. Let's talk about Star Wars rumors and spoilers and how you handle that. Our poll this week will be, what's your personal policy on Star Wars rumors and spoilers? Would it be bring it on, tread carefully, complete lockdown, meaning no spoilers or rumors whatsoever, or other? Comment below. So we
I'd say we're going to tread carefully.
tread carefully.
We don't like to spoil the movie, but we do like rumors.
Well, I mean, we kind of have to do a show every week that talks about Star Wars, so we better have something to talk about.
Well, we were careful with Last Jedi.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were
we were
really
pretty
careful
good.
with
We were
Last
pretty
Jedi.
good.
And Solo. I
Yeah,
think we knew anything.
We were
was
good
gonna
for.
happen with
We
Solo.
were good for both.
So
Let's do it again.
that's what let's do it with the episode 9, the return of Turbo Support. You just got that right here.
Revenge of
that's
it's
true.
canon.
This
It's
is not
way
speculation,
on
not
an
prediction.
unverified source
Oh.
close to this to somebody that wipes up the floors at Pinewood Studios has told me that the name of this show, the name of the movie is Star Wars:
you can
The
trust
Return of
that.
Turbo Support.
And if Lucasfilm or Disney doesn't deny it,
Oh, don't go there, Nate.
Yeah. So anyway, okay. So yeah, please take some time to check out this train wreck of a
This is a
video that's on YouTube now. Check out our podcast. It's all on all of the different podcast services, so you can find us on there. Please, if you're on iTunes, give us a subscribe, give us a 5-star rating and review, and we promise to be gracious to you as we read it. And we thank you guys for it. And if you love this podcast and you for some reason would want to help support this financially after today, maybe we could get some better medication for our colds. You could go to patreon.com/TatooineSons, like JG and like Emily and some of these others that were on our Twitter, or gosh, I didn't do that, YouTube feed today. They are awesome, and we love our Patreon supporters tremendously. You guys have been really patient with us through these transitions the last few months. So thank you guys. We're going to get things back on track with Patreon and doing the monthly stuff that we said and all that. So we'll be getting that out here soon. That's about it. Anything else you guys want to say?
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
And then we dance it out to the Katina theme.
Yeah, pretty much.
Come on, Sam.
I'm just worried.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this on YouTube Live. You guys are awesome. You made this so much more fun. We probably will do it again next week. Maybe we won't be snotting the whole time. So thank you guys so much.
And to
somebody go
say
turn that off.
Farewell.
Oh yeah, one big long
give me one, two,
triple on 3. Everybody,
everyone towards the teeth.
everybody ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh Lord.
My nose hurts.
All right.
All right.
Bye. Bye.